How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the day 3 progress of the Explosive Arrow Champion. Um, we ended yesterday at level 87. Made some pretty good progress on our Atlas skill points. We're at 56 out of 132. Did a lot of trading with some friends to really start to fill out the low tier maps. As you see, we have completion on a lot, missing only two map completions in white maps, and only missing a few in the lower tier yellow maps as we are getting into the higher tier yellow maps. As for the gear upgrades, um, we six-socketed the Quill Rain, but did not get lucky to hit the 5 link. I would have liked to have been able to put Life Tap on, but since yesterday's video, we did add the Hex Touch support for flammability with the Frenzy. Um, it is definitely more convenient to curse with Frenzy than to self-curse, especially when it comes to any sort of rares in the map or just clearing the map in general. When it comes to fighting any bosses, I will probably end up swapping the Hex Touch out for some increased duration, maybe, um, but we're not really at that point yet. In the helmet, we swapped our um, auras. So we're still running Defiance Banner and Determination, and now we're running Grace. Um, we were running a high level Precision, but now we're running a level 10 Precision just for that extra accuracy rating until we complete our Uber Lab. See, we're now wearing a Tabula. We dropped this, and since my last chess piece was just a 5 link that I used one Essence of Greed on, I wasn't losing out on it. It was worth to switch over and lose out on the 99 life and 20 lightning or cold resistance that I was getting, uh, instead of the 6 link. So now we're running Explosive Arrow with LMP, Ballistas, melee damage with attacks, combustion, and life tap. You'll see that a lot of my gems are very close to 20 or are 20 already. Um, Getting Explosive Arrow to 20 and about 6 or 7 more million experience, and level 20 Explosive Arrow is a big difference in that when we 20 quality this, we'll get that extra 20% chance to ignite our enemies. And you'll see right now we are at 90%, and we are taking Holy Dominion on the tree, which is granting 10% chance. So we'll be able to drop this node and still be at 100% chance. Since yesterday, our gloves, our boots, um, this topaz ring, our amulet, and our quiver remain the same, but we actually did end up dropping this ring, um, some extra chaos resistance, better life, a little bit of regen, which I actually find nice at this spot in the game because we are running life tap on our explosive arrow and our flame dash, and our cast when damage taken setup, and along with our infernal cry. So just a little bit of extra life regen is quite nice, and it has increased rarity and the cold res that we needed. We swapped our gem setup here in our gloves. We now run Infernal Cry with a life tap, and in the boots, we added a life tap onto our Molten Shell cast when damage taken setup, along with our Flame Dash. We are leveling 6 explosive arrows in our offhand. I didn't bother to get a good quiver, but we dropped this bow with 6 green sockets. So at that point, I started leveling some more explosive arrows. We also dropped this flask, which wasn't bad. We didn't quality it, because we're not really swimming in the glass blowers bubbles yet. But we did use it, and we took it to the menagerie to grant to add sealing to this, which grants immunity to bleeding if used while bleeding. So this flask has been doing good for us. And then we also switched our flask setup to something more appropriate for the stage in the game that we're at. We're running a quartz flask with increased duration and reduced effective curses, a jade flask with charges when you're hit by an enemy and increased evasion rating during flask effect, a quicksilver with charges when you're hit by an enemy and reduced effective shock. Sadly, this flask pretty much rolled perfectly. Gain 3 charges when you're hit by an enemy and 65% reduced effective shock on you during effect. But sadly, it was on the Quicksilver. So eventually, at some point, we might have to roll over this and for that extra move speed. And then we have a Granite Flask, which we just have increased armor during effect. I was running out of alterations, and I did not want to augment in case I hit something that lowers the duration. So that's the setup now. And let's just get right into this tier 8 map that I have here, and see how the build feels. So far, it was feeling really good. Precision's off. There we go. We've been doing the Sanctum. We've been steadily completing. Oh, I've stored 8 for now, but we'll come back to that. Something I am looking to upgrade, and you'll see I just added these life taps in here, with the combustion. I mean with the Infernal Cry and the Flame Dash. Something I definitely am looking to upgrade is my flasks still. I would like to enchant them with the use when flask reaches full charges. Just basically automates the flasks for you. And it's a very nice quality of life. You'll see some of the rares in the maps are definitely a little bit tanky. Our damage isn't completely there. Sadly, the change this league with Reign of Splinters being changed to a corruption only jewel has severely impacted the price in a negative way for us, being that the cheapest one on the market yesterday was around 5 divines. We haven't seen any divine drops yet. We're still just completing up our map completion, so we're not too worried. We should be able to cruise through red maps with our setup right now. But it would be nice to eventually pick up a Reign of Splinters, but that kind of investment is not something we can afford right now. So right now I'm spec'd into a bit of strong boxes, some Harbinger, and that is my main focus right now. I'm slowly disabling all of the what are these ones called? You know, the I can't think of the name, but you know, like delirium and those mechanics. Some of the older league mechanics, I think I will just be leaving Harvest as the one that I've selected. So farming Harvest, it's pretty much just guaranteed money. Selling the Life Force, eventually you'll stack up a decent amount. Last league, I didn't run Harbingers, so I'm glad to be running Harbingers again with the new fracturing shard. I'm hoping that we see some of those, maybe even a fracturing orb if we get lucky with the conversion of a stack of currency shards. Um, so we'll see that. Hopefully this league. As you see, pretty smooth map. Really didn't run into any problems with the map boss. Pretty big upgrades. Hoping to also make some big upgrades today. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.